Okay, we are working on similarity notes 2 and talking about the center of dilation. So it says, what happens when the center of dilation is in, on, and out of the figure? If the center of dilation is inside, this is what it will look like. So most of the time we name our center of dilation O. So here it's on the inside. Here it's on the line. And then here it's outside of it. So we're just going to be doing different types of dilations with the centers in different places. So the next page, it says, use the dilation rule of D, and then this is the center, is the O. And then remember that K is the scale factor. And then it tells you K is the scale factor. So you have X, Y, and then you apply the scale factor to the X value and to the Y value. So our first example is a dilation of 2 with the center of dilation O at the origin. So our center of dilation is right here at O. And we know that our scale factor is 2. So we have the point 1, 3. We need to multiply each of those points times 2. So it becomes 2, 6. I did 1 times 2 and 3 times 2 because I know that my scale factor is 2. Now I'll plot that point. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then remember, I'll label that with a prime. So I'll have C prime. And then we can connect it, and it should all be on one line. And we'll put our little arrow to know that it goes on forever. If we have a dilation of 1/2, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to multiply our point, but this time we're going to multiply it by 1/2. So if we have the point A, and it is 6, -4. Remember that multiplying by 1/2 is just like dividing by 2. So if I divide each of these by 2, A prime becomes 3, -2. Now this time I have 2 points, so I have to do the same thing with B. And B is 2, -8, so I'm going to divide both of these by 2. So B prime becomes 1, -4. So I plot those. 1, -4 is B prime. A prime is 3, -2. And then I can connect those and show that that's what it would look like after a dilation of 1/2. And then we do a dilation of -1/3. And so we are at the origin still, so we're just going to multiply by our 1/3. So my point D is 3, 9. And so I'll multiply times -1/3, which is basically the same as dividing by -3. So it will become -1, -3 for my D prime. My E is 9, 3, and I do times -1/3, which is like dividing by -3. So E prime is -3, -1. So I plot that. -3, -1 is E prime. D prime is -1, -3. So as you can tell, when it's negative, it flips over the origin. So when it's negative, it's going to flip over the origin and go into the quadrant 3. So that's all for that page. And so this was all when the center was at the origin. But now we're going to look when the center is at a different place. So this is when the center is not at the origin. So we're still doing dilations. And we have that it is about the point T, so that's our center, and that's our scale factor. So this time, we have to see how far away it is from T, and then do double that. So we're just going to count rise over run, but then do it twice because our scale factor is 2. So I count and I have 1, 2, over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 2 over 5, and then I'm going to do it one more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my new point should be 7, 8. So if the center is not on the origin, you count how far away it is from the center, and then you do the scale factor of that. So this time, our scale factor is 1/4. Our point is at T. So we are going to do 1/4 of rise over run. So I'm going to count my rise over run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 8 over 12. Remember, 1/4 of that is just like dividing by 4. So times 1/4 times 1/4, divide by 4. I get 2 and 3. So from T, I'm going to do this rise over run. So I'm going to go up 2, 1, 2, and then over 1, 2, 3. And that is my G prime. Oh, and this is my H prime. I didn't label that up there. So G prime is 5, 3. And then we're going to do a few more examples down here. So we have dilate the triangle ABC using a factor of 2, and it's dilating at C. So I'm going to count how far away A is, and then I'm going to do that twice. So it's up 1, 2, 3 over 1. So then I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. Oh, I should have gone from this point. Oopsies, ignore that. So from here, up 1, 2, 3 over 1. So that's where my A prime should be. This is why you shouldn't do your homework in pen, because I can't erase that. And then B is up 1 to the right 2. So I'll go up 1 to the right 2. I get B prime. And then when I connect them, it should look like that. And my center is C. Do the same thing over here. My dilation is 2, and I'm at B. And this time my center is O. So it's 1 to the right is B, so I'm going to go 1 more to the right. I'm just going to double it. And then this one is 1 up, so I'm going to go 1 more up. This one was down 2 to the left 1, so I'm going to go down 2 to the left 1. And that is what that should look like. That one looks a lot prettier than my first one. You're welcome. And then, next page. These notes are quite long. We are doing a dilation of 2, and the scale factor is from G. So this is 2 to the right, so I'm going to go 2 more, get A prime. This is down 1, 2, to the right 1, 2, 3. So go down 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This is down 1, 2, 3. So I go down 1, 2, 3. C prime, and I connect them with a straight edge. That was actually a pretty straight line. Connect, connect. This one is -2. So I'm going to do the opposite times 2. So I'm going about G. If I look at A, I had up 2. So I'm going to go down 4. Because I'm basically going to do it and then times -2. So from G to A, it was up 2. So times -2 gives me -4. So I'm going to go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I get A prime. If I look at B, it's 1, 2, 3 to the left. So I'm going to go 6 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I double it and do the opposite because it's negative. And then for my C, I went up 1, 2, 3, and to the left 1, 2. So I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you double it and you go the opposite direction. Okay. Then it says determine the center of dilation and the scale factor. So I'm going to try and figure out my scale factor first. This is a line here that didn't print very well. I went up 1, 2, and then over 1, 2, 3. Okay? So if I go the opposite way and I go down 1, 2, and over 1, 2, 3, I would land here. And let's see if that works for the other points. I went to the right 1, 2, and down 1. So if I go up 1 and to the left 1, 2, that works. So our center of dilation here is going to be 0, 2, and our scale factor is 2. And then if I do the next one, this time my primes are smaller. And from my K, I went up 1 to the right 2. So I'm going to go down 1 to the left 2. And that works for all of them. So my center of dilation is 0, 1. And it is getting smaller, so my scale factor is 1/2. And then the last thing we're talking about is the difference between a dilation and a stretch. So a dilation always has the same scale factor, and a stretch does not. This would change this by 2 and this by 3. So they have different scale factors. Is a stretch. So this one is a stretch because the shape is distorted. This one is a stretch because this one has a scale factor of 3 and that one doesn't. And that is also a stretch because it just took that point and stretched it. So just be aware if it is the difference between a stretch and a dilation.